There is a moment, deeply silent, that always happens before a wish comes true. A moment so subtle that almost no one notices it, but so powerful that it shapes everything that comes after. It is in this invisible space, between what you asked for and what has not yet arrived, that the universe performs its most delicate work. It is where timelines reorganize themselves, where paths cross, where circumstances dissolve and are reborn. It is a secret and inevitable movement that precedes every manifestation. Most believe that nothing is happening, but Genevieve Behrend understood something different. There are silent signs that appear just before reality responds. They are not obvious signs. They are inner movements, small twists in energy, almost imperceptible adjustments in the way you perceive the world. And when you understand these signs, you not only recognize that your manifestation is near, you can feel the exact moment when it begins to cross the invisible. Today, we will unveil this rare process, the hidden phenomenon that always happens before your desire appears. Get ready to hear what is not usually said, and to realize what many have ignored their entire lives. Before we delve into this rare teaching, allow this message to find you whenever necessary. Subscribe to the channel and leave your like, so the universe continues to guide you to content like this. This may be the video that completely changes the way you understand the power of manifestation. The first phenomenon, the silent shift. Before any desire manifests itself, something begins to move, but not in the external world. The first movement happens within you. It is a shift so subtle that if you are not paying attention, you will mistake it for doubt, fatigue, or loss of motivation. But it is none of those things. It is the old energy losing strength. Expressed, its vibration becomes incompatible with parts of your current life. And the universe, realizing this incompatibility, initiates the first phenomenon of the process, the silent shift. You begin to lose interest in certain conversations. Certain environments no longer make sense. Certain habits, which were once automatic, now seem distant. You can't explain it, but something inside you begins to separate from what no longer corresponds to what is to come. It's as if the universe is removing the dead weight from your vibration, that which cannot pass through the door along with your desire. Many people think this is a setback, that they are disconnected, that manifestation has moved away. But the truth is exactly the opposite. This internal distancing is the first sign of approach. For the new to enter, the old must give way, not by force, but by natural displacement. This movement is never chaotic. It is orchestrated. It is necessary. It is silent. And when you recognize it, you realize that its manifestation has already begun, even before it touches your physical reality. The veil of reorientation. When the silent shift begins, the universe initiates the second phenomenon, invisible reorientation. Nothing changes visibly yet, but behind the scenes of your life, forces begin to align in a way that you cannot perceive with your physical eyes. This is where many people get confused, because on the outside everything looks the same, but on the inside, the energy field is already completely different. Invisible reorientation happens when the universe reorganizes paths, people, situations, and opportunities so that your desire can find a viable route to you. But this process never happens in a straight line. The universe does not work with human logic. It works with energy geometry. Sometimes you are taken away from something you believe to be essential. Sometimes a door closes without explanation. Sometimes an unexpected delay changes your route, and you think you are wasting time, when in fact, you are being placed exactly where you needed to be. Reorientation is such a precise phenomenon that, if you could see it, it would take your breath away. There are encounters scheduled that you have not yet experienced. There are paths that will only appear when you step in the right place. There are synchronicities that only activate when you are in the right vibration. And the universe knows this. That is why, before manifestation, it reorganizes everything that you could not reorganize on your own. It adjusts the scenery, moves pieces, redirects energies, so that your desire has no obstacles when it arrives. It is silent work, subtle, profound, almost sacred. It is the moment when the universe says without words, "I heard you. Now allow me to work." The first sign of the invisible. After the universe completes its silent reorientation, something subtle begins to happen. It is so delicate that if you are not paying attention, it can go unnoticed. The first echo of your desire arises. It is not the manifestation itself. It is not the final result. It is like the first wave, touching the sand and announcing that the entire ocean is coming right behind it. This echo can appear in many forms. An idea that had never occurred to you before. An insight that seems to come out of nowhere. A coincidence too unlikely to be just chance. A phrase someone says that ignites something inside you. Or even a feeling, a small, silent certainty that something is coming. None of this is random. It is the universe touching your physical reality for the first time, as if testing the resonance, checking if you are still aligned with what you asked for. It is as if it were saying, "This is the harbinger. Keep vibrating, keep allowing." And this is where many give up, because this initial sign, although magical, still doesn't seem real enough. But it is precisely at this point that manifestation begins to take shape. The energy condenses. The invisible draws nearer. The field around you becomes denser, more present, more synchronized. This first echo is proof that the universe is already in motion, and that what you have called for has already begun its journey to you. It is the silent confirmation that the invisible has already touched your life. When the field begins to bend. After the first echo appears, something even more mysterious happens. The field around your desire begins to bend. It is not a visible change. It is a felt change. You begin to notice that everything around you starts to reorganize itself with a kind of precision that doesn't seem human. Situations fall into place. People show up at just the right moment. Paths that were once impossible begin to open up effortlessly. It is as if reality has finally understood what you want and is now working in your favor, silently but powerfully. At this stage, you may notice a few things. Life begins to become more symbolic. Every little coincidence seems to carry a message. Time seems more intelligent. Things happen in the exact order, as if coordinated by something greater. Your desire no longer seems distant. It begins to draw closer, not physically, but energetically. You feel its presence before you see it. And this is where most people are surprised. The universe does not send the manifestation all at once. It sends the path to it. The field bends, not to speed up destiny, but to prepare you, your mind, your energy, your behaviors, and even your circumstances to receive what you asked for without resistance. Because the universe never delivers a desire to someone who is not yet energetically ready to hold it. It is at this point that everything becomes more delicate, more subtle, more magical. It is the phase in which the invisible begins to shape the visible. The point of inevitability. There is a moment, silent and almost imperceptible, when everything changes. It is when the manifestation crosses the boundary of the possible and enters the territory of the inevitable. It is as if the universe signed an invisible decree saying, "Now nothing can stop what has been called." This point is not rational. It cannot be analyzed by the mind. It is felt like a gentle certainty that appears out of nowhere, an inner confidence that needs no proof. When you reach this stage, three signs almost always appear. 1. Anxiety disappears. You no longer need to know when, how, or where. There is simply a strange calm, as if you have already received it. 2. Reality begins to act before you. Things resolve themselves. Opportunities you didn't seek arise. People you never imagined reappear. It's as if life is gently pushing you to where you need to be. 3. Desire ceases to be desire and becomes destiny. You no longer dream about it, you simply know it's part of your path. This point of inevitability is the stage that almost no one talks about, because it has no spectacle, no euphoria, no grand external signs. It is discreet. It is internal. It is sacred. And it is here that manifestation comes alive. Not the moment it appears in the physical world, but the moment the universe decides it can no longer be denied. When you reach this point, manifestation is no longer a question of if, it's only a question of when the universe finally reveals itself. And then, it happens. Not with fireworks, not with drama, but with such silent precision that it can only be the work of something much greater than you. Manifestation arises as if it had always been there, as if it were just waiting for the exact moment to cross the veil of the invisible and touch the physical world. Sometimes it appears as an unexpected opportunity, sometimes as a seemingly casual conversation. Sometimes it's a small detail, but it changes absolutely everything. The universe rarely arrives shouting. It arrives adjusting, aligning, connecting points you didn't even know existed. And the most curious thing is, the instant you receive what you asked for, a part of you automatically recognizes something familiar. It's as if the desire had already lived within you long before it became real. The external manifestation is merely the confirmation of what was already internally true. This is the final moment, but at the same time, it's the moment that opens entire paths. Because when the universe responds, it never delivers only what you asked for. It delivers what you have become. Manifestation is not the end of the process. It is the evidence of your alignment, proof that you have tuned into a greater, invisible, intelligent order. And when you receive, everything changes. Your perception changes. Your energy changes. Your confidence changes. You realize you never walked alone. You never desired alone. You never built alone. The universe was always there, silent, patient, obedient to the laws that govern everything. And when he finally delivers, it's because you've become someone capable of sustaining what you asked for. The silence that shapes the invisible. There's a moment in the manifestation process when everything seems too quiet. No sign, no change, no answer. And it's precisely here that most give up because human beings fear silence. They try to interpret it as absence, when in reality it is gestation. In silence, the universe works without distractions. In silence, its vibration settles. In silence, that which was fragmented begins to unite. This is the stage that almost no one recognizes. It seems empty, but it is a fertile emptiness, a sacred space, where the pieces fit together far from sight. It's like the seed under the earth. You don't see it. You don't hear it. But something is deeply reorganizing itself. The restless mind wants proof. The patient heart knows how to wait. And the universe honors those who remain. There is an invisible limit between nothing happening and everything about to happen. That limit is silence. And whoever manages to cross it discovers something that few perceive. The universe doesn't accelerate for those who pressure it. It reveals itself to those who trust. When you understand this, silence ceases to be a threat and becomes confirmation. Because if it's quiet, it's because something is taking shape. When the universe rearranges, the path unannounced, there is a moment in the manifestation process when everything around you starts to seem strange. People drift away unexpectedly. Opportunities disappear without explanation. Plans that seemed certain simply cease to make sense. The mind interprets this as loss, but spiritually, this is one of the most advanced signs that your desire is drawing closer. Before delivering what you asked for, the universe rearranges the terrain. It removes what doesn't support the vibration of the new and pushes away what could sabotage your next phase. But this rearrangement is never smooth. It dismantles certainties. It deconstructs paths. It undoes fragile alignments that you believed to be solid. That's why before receiving, many feel they are losing. But it's not loss. It's cleansing. The universe doesn't take away, it makes room. And this space is necessary so that what is coming can truly remain. The feeling of disorder is not the end of the process. It is the confirmation that the universe is working on something too big to fit into the old structure. When everything seems to move against you, In reality, everything is moving in your favor. You just haven't realized yet that you are being repositioned towards the door that truly opens. The moment when the invisible becomes inevitable. Now that you understand what the universe prepares before delivering, perhaps you realize that nothing that has happened in your recent life was random. The pause you didn't want, the silence you didn't understand, the absence of signs when you most expected answers. Everything was part of a larger process, a process that doesn't happen on the surface, but in the subtle layers where reality is shaped. There is always an interval between the request and its arrival, and this interval is not punishment, it's architecture. It is in this space that the universe recalibrates paths, reorders frequencies, and fine-tunes your internal field so that you not only receive what you asked for, but are able to sustain it. Because a manifestation only becomes real when it finds a prepared vessel. So if you are experiencing a silent, strange, or unpredictable phase, don't take it as a sign of absence. Take it as a sign of construction. The universe doesn't work in noise, it works in the inevitable. And everything that is inevitable first becomes invisible. What you asked for is already in motion, and the deepest part of this movement happens far from your eyes, but never far from your destiny. And so, according to Genevieve Behrend, before any desire manifests in the physical world, something much deeper happens first within us. The mental image adjusts, the vibration stabilizes, and the universe begins to silently rearrange each piece, each person, and each circumstance necessary to bring your desire to you. Nothing is by chance. No synchronicity is random. Every feeling of clarity, every inner impulse, every small coincidence, all of this is confirmation that the process has already begun. Remember, desire doesn't appear when you want it. It appears when you are ready. And this readiness is built in silence, in your focus, in your feeling, and in your belief. So before your manifestation becomes visible, observe the invisible, perceive the subtle signs, feel the energetic shift within you. It is there, exactly there, that everything begins. If this teaching resonated with you, continue exploring these rare wisdoms. And always remember, the universe responds to who you are, not to what you ask for. If this message brought clarity to your path, allow more teachings to reach you. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and share this energy with those who need to hear this today.